Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day, our recitation, Asa Mahalla Tija, composition of the third Nanak in the Rag Asa, and the recitation. Asa Mahalla Tija, Anaras Meh Bholaia, Bin Name Dukh Paaye, Satgur Purkh na Petio, ਜੇ ਸੱਚੀ ਬੂਝ ਬੁਝਾਏ। ਏ ਮਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਬਾਵਲੇ, ਹਰ ਰਸ ਚਖ ਸਾਧ ਪਾਏ। ਅਨਰਸ ਲਾਗਾ ਤੂੰ ਫਿਰੈ, ਬਿਰਥਾ ਜਨਮ ਗਵਾਏ। ਰਹਾਉ ਇਸ ਜਗ ਮਹਿ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਨਿਰਮਲੇ, ਸਚ ਨਾਮ ਰਹੇ ਲਿਵਲਾਏ। ਵਿਣ ਕਰਮਾ ਕਿਛ ਪਾਈਐ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਿਆ ਕਰ ਕਹਿਆ ਜਾਏ। ਆਪ ਪਛਾਣੈ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਮਰੈ, ਮਨੋ ਤਜ ਵਿਕਾਰ। ਗੁਰ ਸਰਨਾਈ ਭਜ ਪਏ, ਬਖਸ਼ੇ ਬਖਸ਼ਣਹਾਰ। ਬਿਨ ਨਾਵੈ ਸੁਖ ਨਾ ਪਾਈਐ, ਨਾ ਦੁਖ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਾਏ। ਇਹ ਜਗ ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਵਿਆਪਿਆ, ਦੂਜੇ ਭਰਮ ਭੁਲਾਏ। ਦੁਹਾਗਣੀ ਪਿਰ ਕੀ ਸਾਰ ਨਾ ਜਾਣੀ, ਕਿਆ ਕਰ ਕਰੇ ਸਿਗਾਰ। ਆਂਦਿਨ ਸਦਾ ਜਲਦੀਆਂ ਫਿਰੈ, ਜੈਸੇ ਰਵੇ ਨਾ ਬਤਾਰ। ਸੁਹਾਗਣੀ ਮਹਿਲ ਪਾਇਆ, ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਆਪ ਗਵਾਏ। ਗੁਰ ਸਬਦੀ ਸਿਗਾਰੀਆ, ਆਪਣੇ ਸਹਿ ਲਈਆ ਮਿਲਾਏ। ਮਰਣਾ ਮਨੋ ਵਿਸਾਰਿਆ, ਮਾਇਆ ਮੋਹ ਗੁਬਾਰ। ਮਨਮੁਖ ਮਰ ਮਰ ਜੰਮੇ, ਵੀ ਮਰੇ ਜਮਦਰ ਦੋਹ ਖੁਆਰ। ਆਪ ਮਿਲਾਇਨ ਸੇ ਮਿਲੇ, ਗੁਰ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਿਚਾਰੀ। ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਸਮਾਣੇ, ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਤਿਤ ਸੱਚੇ ਦਰਬਾਰੀ। ਆਪ ਮਿਲਾਇਨ ਸੇ ਮਿਲੇ, ਗੁਰ ਸ਼ਬਦੀ ਵਿਚਾਰੀ। ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਸਮਾਣੇ, ਮੁਖ ਉਜਲੇ ਤਿਤ ਸੱਚੇ ਦਰਬਾਰ। Guru Amar Das Ji continues with the theme of the Duhagan and the Suhagan, the Manmukh and the Gurmukh. Now, these are cultural terms that are associated with the status of married women, particularly in the context of Hindu culture and traditions. These are terms that are used commonly in cultural contexts, but the gurus have taken them and given them, within the frame of Gurmukh, a particular meaning. So a Suhagan refers to a married woman who's considered fortunate, who's living with her husband in an ideal marriage. So culturally, a Suhagan is celebrated. On the other hand, a Duhagan refers to a married woman who has challenges, who's separated. Her circumstances aren't quite as fortunate. So a Suhagan is used for a Gurmukh and a Duhagan is used for a Manmukh. The Manmukh is obviously separated from the self, and the Gurmukh has found union. That's the idea. So the Guru begins in the Rahau. He's calling his mind crazy. He's trying to educate us. He says, hey, my crazy mind, e man mere baavale, you keep chasing after other pleasures. Anaras laga tu phire. And by doing so, you're wasting your life to no purpose. Birtha janam gavaye. So the instruction to the mind is, get a taste of the Har Self, Har Ras Chak, and you will find lasting pleasure. Sadh paye. So the issue is, what are we running after? Are we caught in the fleeting pleasures of life, or are we up to something more meaningful? The Guru assures us that most of us are actually chasing after fruitless goals. The Guru says, because you did not seek wisdom, the Satgur, knowledge, Sadgur Purkh na petyo, you did not submit yourself to the Guru. Je sache booj bajaye, je sache booj bajaye, a Satgur, whether in the form of an institution, in the form of a person, in the form of a text, but the mediating principle of knowledge, an authentic source of enlightenment. So the Guru says, you did not seek the Satgur, the true enlightener, who could have bestowed upon you discernment of the virtues of the self, because to lead a meaningful, valuable life, you have to cultivate virtue, wisdom. Virtue is also skill. You have to be skillful, and you have to have the wisdom to know how to negotiate your way through life with the skill set that you develop. So the Guru says, instead of cultivating virtue, you have lost yourself in pursuit of corrupting pleasures. Anaras mein Bholaia, bin naam mein dukh paaye. Then if you don't cultivate virtue, you suffer as a result. But that is the state of the world. So he says, Vin karma kich paiye nahi, kya kar kahiye jaye, without deeds and grace. You see, they go hand in hand. Grace is intervention of things, of events, synchronicities, if you will, that occur around us, but you also have to be acting with skill. So the Guru says, Vin karma kich paiye nahi, kya kar kaha jaye, what can be said? What can we say or do other than the fact that deeds need grace for something to be obtained or accomplished? Is jag mein gurmukh nirmale. So he's holding out the example of the gurmukh, the ones who have looked to the enlightener, to the wisdom. They are the real exemplars. Is jug mein gurmukh nirmale, because they are lovingly devoted to developing virtue and wisdom of the self. They want to negotiate life following the North Star of good wisdom, the compass of good wisdom. So therefore, Guru Amar Das, the third Guru, the third Nanak, is encouraging us to make haste toward the Gur and to seek its sanctuary. Gur Sarnai Pajapah, race towards the Gur. Find that mediating principle of knowledge, the Sabad. And he says, don't worry about it. The merciful Gur overlooks all of our transgressions. Gur Saranai Pajapah, Bakshe Baksanhar. That is its nature, to show mercy. Aap pachhane sabad mare, manotaj vikar. The Guru's teachings, the Sabad, will cure your neurosis, your vikar, your defects, and dissolve your conceit. Sabad mare, to die to the Shabad. Then you will recognize your true self. Aap pachhane. So that's the process that is being repeated for us. But the world is essentially deluded by duality, which again is a given. It's part of the framework, but it deludes us. Bin naame eh jag maya moh vyapya duje param pulai. That's the state of the world. So without actualizing virtue, bin naame, satisfaction remains elusive. Sukh na paya jaye. And one remains frustrated as a result. Na dukh vichon jaye. And now here the Guru speaks about the Duhagani and the Suhagani. The Duhagani being the egocentric, worldly people chasing fleeting pleasures, unaware of the self. That is key. Lack of discernment. So Duhagani, he says, is really at a loss. It doesn't know what adornment to wear, what amatory ornaments to wear in order to attract the husband. Duhagani pir ka saar na janhi kya kar kare sigar. When you don't know or recognize the husband, how can you possibly dress yourself up if you were the bride? How do you make yourself attractive? So the Duhagani does not. And then what happens is andin sada jaldiyan fire jaise rave na batar, consumed by the fire of separation. And now he describes a Suhagani. The Suhagani, on the other hand, knows what to adorn herself with. The Sabad, Gur Sabdi Sigaria, apne sehlaya milai. So it adorns itself with the Shabad, the Guru's teachings, and finds the domain of the self. How does it do that? Suhagani mahal paya vichon aap gavai. When she's no longer self-referential all the time. And then she finds union. The Duhagan forgets death also. It becomes entangled in the illusion of Maya. Marna mano visariye Maya moh guvar manmukh mar janme bhi mare jamdar hoye khwar. Defeat. That is their ultimate fate. And in conclusion, the Guru speaks about grace again. Aap milayan se mile gur sabad vichar. We have to do sabad vichar. That is our technique and tool. But ultimately, it is a matter of grace. Grace cannot be pushed. It cannot be forced. Nanak naam samane mukh ujjale tit sache darbar. Where the adornment of virtue and with self-knowledge embedded in the heart, one will find one's egoic consciousness expand into cosmic proportions. Become aware of the oneness that is at the heart of everything. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.